Hi, in this video we're going to have a look at 8 tips of how to get customers for free or for very little financial cost. But first, here's a quick video from our sponsors. Hi, I'm Phil from Tech for Techs. Why should you trust me over a lot of the other YouTube presenters out there? Well, in basics, I own a business, unlike a lot of the others out there. Very successful business, without getting too big-headed, won a lot of local and national awards. So basically, these tips are from the front line, rather than someone just reading a script off of some website what's been around for many years. If you have any tips and advice you would like to share, please feel free to add them into the comments below. If you've got any topics you would like me to address in the future, also feel free to add them in the comments below. And if you like this video, don't like this video, please tell us why at the bottom. Okay, so let's have a look at these tips to get us some extra trade. The first tip today is local magazines and stuff like parish magazines or religious magazines, what are going around your area. Believe it or not, these magazines can drum up a lot of trade and cost very little to advertise in. The people who usually read them and so forth usually have a disposable income to actually spend, so that's an extra bonus. On top of that, it might sound strange if you were advertising a religious magazine, even if you are not part of that religion or faith, so people actually go, look, he's in the parish magazine or he's in the local church magazine or whatever, and they'll go, right, he must be trustworthy, so let's go and buy from them. And obviously when you do get these people coming from the parish magazines and religious magazines into your store, make sure you look after them like VIPs. Okay, you should treat everyone like a VIP, but just make sure with these customers, because these are the ones, these are the people that are going to be spreading your name around the community. And obviously you want your name around the community. You want the community to come to you. Tip number 2, groups. There are lots of groups out there what you could associate yourselves with. For example, I repair computers and we sell computers and so forth. And we basically get involved with the local camera and video clubs. So basically the photography groups obviously will need computers repairing, projectors and stuff like that. And its members will as well. So once you've got associated with those groups, which may be just the case of sending them an email, they might even say, can you do a talk about advice, how to do certain things? And once you've got your foot in the door, you're half of the way there to selling something to all the members. And it has actually gave us a lot of business. And for some of these groups like these, they have got lots of disposable income because they can spend lots of money on cameras and photography and stuff. So they've also got the money to spend on computers. For example, if you're a bakery, for example, you could basically contact the local community centres or even, again, religious organisations and stuff, and they generally have meetings and groups and stuff. You could actually say to them, look, we can supply you so many cakes for you to have at your next meeting or so forth, and obviously do them a bulk deal or something like that. There's lots of different things you can get involved with, so have a look around which sort of areas what would complement your business, and so you can actually work together. Tip number 3 is radio and paper. I've mentioned this before, but again, it's one of the biggest ways of getting your name out there. Okay, I'm not saying take out a big advert in the newspaper or on the radio station. I'm saying you offer them a service. For example, you offer to write them a blog about computer news or bakery news or the latest fashion tips or something along that lines, something related to what you do. And they'll publish it a lot of the time for free and then put your name and your website or your address at the bottom of the article. Obviously you have to make it sort of unbiased, so you're not directly selling, so it has to be more of a general topic like fashion. Let's just say the latest colour of the year is grey or whatever. You can write about that colour and how it can complement different things. So that's something you really need to have a look at. And again, on radio stations you could do phone-ins and stuff, so people could call in and say, oh, how do I do this and that, and you can answer them and say, yeah, you just do it by A, B, C, D. And at the end of the show, usually the presenter will then go around and say, right, if you have any problems or you want to contact these people, feel free to go to abc.com or give them a call on whatever number. Tip number 4. Customer advertising. Now you're wondering, what does customer advertising mean? No, you don't go and stick a big sign on the back of the customer that says come to my store, but it's a little more subtle than that. Basically what you do is basically give the customer some of your business cards, but on the back of the business card you put that customer's name. So let's just, for example, that customer is Mr. Dean. You would write Mr. Dean on the back. Now you tell that customer, for everyone who comes in this shop with one of these business cards, what you've just given him, you will credit his account £5. You could even just give him £5 or whatever. But that basically allows that customer to then tell his friends and family about your business, and then he's getting something on the side. So it's sort of an incentive for him to recommend you. So there's nothing wrong with doing that, and you get customers in. Okay, you might think £5, you could put a limit on it, so the customer has to spend £20 when they come in your store before Mr. Dean can actually then get that £5 credit or voucher or whatever it is you want to give him. Loyalty programs. You probably see them in supermarkets and stuff like that, and perfume stores and different things, but they actually do work. They may not get new customers to you, but they'll get your current customers keep coming back. So it builds that, obviously, loyalty, hence why they call them loyalty cards. So basically what you do is get a card. It can be very simple. It could just be like a business card with like little marks on the back, and when the customer's been in so many times, you stamp it so many times, and then they get a free coffee or a free cake or a free computer service or whatever it may be. So it's basically giving them that incentive to come back in. So you're basically saying, you buy 10 items, you get one free, but you have a card, and they keep that in the wallet or the purse or something like that. Number 6 is holding events. Okay, you've got a property for your business probably. If not, you can use community centres and different places, even pubs and restaurants have function rooms. But basics is you hold something like an event to cover your sector. So if you're fashion, you could do like your own fashion show using the clothes you sell and give people ideas. Invite the media, the press, like the radio, the local papers and stuff like that, because they will be interested. And again, that's extra advertising. If you own a computer shop, you could have a gaming marathon, or you could give free advice at the community centre or something like that. Give a talk about virus protection. You could do all sorts of different things, but obviously if you invite people to come see you as a mass gathering, put some cakes on and drinks or whatever, and then they basically invite the friends, and the next time they'll spread the word, and the next time you have the event you'll have even more people who want to come. Okay, you're saying you don't get many people in your store, or not many people call you. You need to get your name out there, but one of the ways to get your name out there, maybe not just ringing people around, sticking adverts online and all this, that and the other. It may actually be going to an actual event what's already taking place. Let's say something like a market or some sort of fair or something like that. Get yourself a stand. They're usually pretty cheap at these places, maybe £10–20 or something for the day, and basically you can stand there and basically advertise what you do and show off some examples and so forth. While you might not need to actually necessarily sell right there, it lets people know that you're about and where you are. So you can basically say to them, yeah, we've got a store down here, I know you don't normally see it from the way you walk or whatever, but you can come down to us and we'll tell you about the services or products we can offer and show you the latest whatnots. Support your community. Your community is what's around you. It's obviously where all your local customers are coming from, so you need to support them, whether it's been taking part in charity events, religious events, school events or something along that lines. Obviously, if you take part in these events, you get seen and noticed. You could even wear your own business t-shirt or whatever with your logo on while you're taking part in these events, so it's a sort of form of advertising as well. So people can come to you and go, oh, do you do whatever it is and so forth. For example, just today we've had someone come around asking if we can sponsor specific parts of a fruit and vegetable show and flowers basically. So basically what they do is have a fruit and vegetable show at the local community centre at the top of the road basically, and we basically sponsor that topic. For example, we sponsored the tomatoes, and basically that's going to cost us £30, but that's covered like 3 different categories of the event. Gets our name there, it gets it shouted out in the event, so it's basically advertising for very little to your local community, so it will help people know where you are and shows that you're not just there to grab money, you're actually giving money back, because a lot of these prizes are funded by your sponsorship. If you want more tips and so forth, go and have a look at our other video we did the other week regarding free advertising or free ways of getting customers. Some of the tips included website design and different things, with simple things as make sure your name, address and your opening hours are at the top of your main page on your website so people can find you. But again, you can see that in the other video we did. If you like this, please make sure you press subscribe. Press the little bell at the bottom next to the subscribe as well, that way you'll get notified of any new topics we post. That helps support this channel and allows us to release more content that should be helpful for you. Thanks for watching this video all the way to the end. Don't forget to press the subscribe button over here, that way you'll get all the latest news and all the reviews we do on a weekly basis. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.